I was saying, Joy Taylor, every dog has its day, and since I'm a big dog, I've got 2 days. Okay. So now.
You just called yourself a dog?
Yeah, I'm a dog. Yeah, I'm a big dog, a big one.
Kevin Durant is 6'11", who can pull up from 40. Okay. This brother is on that level. I'm talking about offensively.
Do you think you're better than Jarrell Revis is right now?
I'm better than you.
Welcome back to Low Down Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in and listening. And, you know, when it comes to content, I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. Just like Marshawn Lynch, you know what I'm here for. And I got another special guest on the show. I had her on in the past, just a little bit over a month ago, and I have her on again. And that is Rachel Turnock. She is the Weekend Sports Anchor and reporter for KSAN News in San Angelo, too. A diehard Denver sports fan. You name any team in Denver, like whether it's the Rockies, the Nuggets, or the Broncos, she's there for it. She's all in. And she's all in for sports as a whole. And I'm just happy to have her on again. So, Rachel, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, Mark. That was quite you're hyping me up there.
Hey, I'm all for the hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for the hype. So I'm all for the hype. All 20, actually, for the rest of my life, really.
I love it.
But anyway, knowing that the Super Bowl's coming up, it just seems weird. Before we even break it down, it seems kind of weird because, like, due to unfortunate circumstances, we had the Kobe Bryant death or tragedy. Not just Kobe, but 9 or 8 other people, including his daughter, and and the rest of the people back on Sunday, and it kind of slowed things down because the Super Bowl's coming up in just a couple of days. While we're the day we're recording this, it just seems like I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping that the ratings still it might be better. The rating might be better because you already know they're going to do a tribute to Kobe. I'm pretty sure they'll do it whether it's during the halftime show, probably throughout the entire game. Whenever there's breaks, they'll do a tribute to him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably they might even do it, pregame, because whenever on Super Bowl Sunday, that'll be a week after the tragedy, and just most likely take a moment of silence just to remember Kobe and his daughter, and of course the 7 other victims that died in that helicopter crash. And it just, we were talking about it last week, how it just kind of was thinking, wow, like the Super Bowl is this crazy thing that it's coming up, and championship games, of course, were 2 Sundays ago, and they had the Pro Bowl, but no one really paid attention to that. So
yeah, Kobe's death happened during the Pro Bowl. That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like because the last time I'm trying to think, because I looked through this article where they said where they had a Super Bowl shortly after a tragedy, and the last big one. Well, this one's obviously worse. This is 2002, February of 2002 from 2001 season during 9/11, and then they did that game, basically the entire game was a tribute to all the victims from 9/11 in New York City and D.C. and those people in Pennsylvania. So it's like that's the last time I can remember like a major tragedy happening not too long before the Super Bowl. And
yeah, it's just sad, but it's unfortunate circumstances, and you and I know that sports does bring people together. This is not something that you want to bring people together, but they all come together in times like these to just remember someone that was so great, impacted so many lives.
Yep, exactly. And then this one is another one for sure. And plus it should be. I mean, this one's going to be fun for sure. I remember we were talking about it not too long ago about how ever since 2002, you haven't really seen that many. You only saw like the same 3 quarterbacks each year that represent the AFC. We already mentioned it was Manning, Brady, or Roethlisberger, and then we only saw Flacco back in 2011. That's the last time there was a different quarterback name that we witnessed until now. So to see that happen, then you have 2 brilliant offensive minds in Kyle Shanahan and Andy Reid, these guys. And Shanahan's much younger, but his dad, Mike Shanahan, was obviously, a legend to most NFL fans out there. And to see his son just basically just steal the torch from him, to see him just make a Super Bowl appearance like this, and Shanahan's only 40 years old, by the way. So
yeah,
yeah. So if he were to win, save the 4 to win, he'd be the 4th head coach, age 40 or younger, to win the Super Bowl. Can you believe that?
That's crazy. What? I did not know that, but that's just crazy. And yeah, I'm excited for this matchup. Another thing that we were talking about is just how it is a little, we're biased. It is nice to not see the Patriots in there because it seems like that's just been something on a constant basis. So you got, the 49ers and you got Kansas City. Of course, the 49ers, they have, I think I saw 7 players that have been to the Super Bowl that are on their roster. Chiefs, of course, you have Patrick Mahomes, very, very young. So the 49ers have more experience, you could say, with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they sure do. And then the Chiefs, I mean, the last time they made a Super Bowl appearance was 50 years ago. So you were definitely right about that. It's been a long time. It's been 2 generations, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And speaking of a long time, I mean, that's a perfect segue into Andy Reid. It's been 15 years since the last time he made a Super Bowl appearance, and then they lost when he was coaching the Eagles. So they lost to the Patriots, as a matter of fact. So Andy Reid, you already know this guy's out for it. I mean, he had a shot last year where they went to the AFC Championship, and that was a close game between them and the Patriots, and then the Patriots were able to, seal the deal and go straight to the Super Bowl and win it all. So Andy Reid is definitely his mind was on a mission this year. You could tell Patrick Mahomes is extremely determined. Like, he was not happy about last year. He was, the former MVP at a young age, only his second year already winning MVP, and then coming into his third year into the league and making a Super Bowl appearance. Say he wins. Either way, this guy's getting a huge contract extension. It's supposed to be signing like a $200 million deal after the season's over. So, I mean, to see him just blossom the way he just evolved from the time he was in college at Texas Tech to now, it's a huge difference. I mean, obviously the talent's always been there, but this guy has matured in such a short amount of time.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what the Chiefs wanted whenever they, were all in on him. They had Alex Smith, and it made it pretty obvious that Patrick Mahomes was their future. And, this is what they were hoping for. And sure enough, this is second year as a starter in the league, and he's taking the Chiefs to a Super Bowl. That's pretty good.
That is impressive. And then, I mean, it's impressive for both QBs. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, he obviously has a ring from the past. I mean, he was backed up to Tom Brady whenever they defeated the Atlanta Falcons. They had that miracle comeback from 28-3. I mean, that was insane. But
yeah,
to see Jimmy Garoppolo, he didn't really contribute, but he was part of the team. And so was Jacoby Brissett. I know a lot of people they knew about Jimmy Garoppolo being a backup, but they didn't know Jacoby Brissett was also a backup. And to see both these guys that started, like, I was talking about that to somebody else, saying that really, I mean, in any professional sport, there's not that much of a talent difference between the number 1, number 2, or number 3 guy. Once you're in the professionals, and once you get a shot to play, it's all about time and chance, really. So whenever you get that chance, either you're going to take advantage of it, or you're just going to, butcher it. So if either way, I mean, it's really nothing in between.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Garoppolo being, the backup during that Super Bowl, and Mahomes not having any Super Bowl experience, and you're going to hear athletes say all the time, it's just another, you hear that cliche, it's just another game to us. We're going to go out and focus on what we do. But how can you not, as, you think Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, you think, how can you not set foot on that field and just think, wow, like, this is what you dream about when you're, 3 years old, playing in a Super Bowl, getting to have a chance to, win a championship and not let it get to you in a way.
Exactly. And then just to see both these guys in here, and you already know it's going to be entertaining. I do not see a blowout by any of these teams. I feel like it's going to be within, not even 2 points. I feel like it's going to be within a touchdown or a field goal. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I just really hope the Chiefs do not start off bad, because, they've had a slow start in the AFC Championship and in the division around against the Texans. And, with the help of Patrick Mahomes and his prolific offense, and then the defense, who has actually stepped up as well, you see those 2 comebacks was insane. But, like, you don't want that to happen to them in this game, because the 49ers, they're a different animal compared to the Titans and the Texans. So if you start off with a 10-point deficit, it'll be really, I mean, I'm not saying it'll be difficult for them to come back, but it'll be a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, for them to actually pull a comeback to this team compared to the other 2 they played.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think this will be kind of a offensive shootout?
It seems like
it. That?
Yeah, it seems like it, because if you think about it, I mean, the 49ers, they're known for their defense as well, but the Chiefs have the most explosive offense in the league. I mean, they have some of the most talented players that you've ever seen, especially with Tyreek Hill being the fastest guy in the league, and then you have Travis Kelce. That's going to be a clash between him and Kittle. I mean, that's going to definitely be a clash right there. But you have superstar players on both teams, both sides of the ball. It could definitely be an offensive shootout, but at the same time, yeah, it really could, because the only thing you do not want anybody on the 49ers to get tired. I mean, obviously, you look at somebody like Richard Sherman. I mean, Richard Sherman is definitely a vet. Guy's 31 years old. I wouldn't say he's in his prime anymore, but he's definitely one of the best, not the best DB in the league or cornerback. And to see him out here, he's had Super Bowl experience in the past, and he's back again. So, but at the same time, if you double team Tyreek Hill, say for example, say he runs not a skinny post, but say he runs like a longer post, like a long post route, or he runs like a slant or quick slant or something like that. This guy is so quick off his first two steps that usually you make one little mistake. Say he fakes you out, say you fall for it. He's already open. He's open. He's so quick that you can't afford to make a little mistake here and there. You can't afford to fall for his like, you know, his feet. But at the same time, his feet are so quick that it's going to be difficult to keep up with him. So you try to double team him and do coverage or zone or man coverage on this guy. He's still going to find a way to get open, and then that can be served as bait for Travis Kelce to get open, or somebody like DeMarcus Robinson to get open, or McCole Hardman. I mean, there's so many of them. So I don't know what their game plan is, but they need to watch out for every single position. Same for the Chiefs defense. I mean, you look at the 49ers run game. Like, these guys, they have three solid running backs that have been dominant all season. So that'll be an issue for the Chiefs as well. The Chiefs are going to watch the run and then watch the pass. I mean, obviously, us being Broncos fans, it was unfortunate that we lost Emmanuel Sanders, you know, but
yeah.
He's a vet, and you already know he's one of Garoppolo's top targets. So, I mean, either way, either side can go. I mean, either side can really do some damage.
100%. I mean, you got, you know, the Chiefs, looking at the Chiefs defense, you know, with their Tyrann Mathieu, I mean, he's definitely someone that I feel like it's going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. The Honey Badgers are so, yeah. He's definitely going to be, he's definitely a weapon. He's definitely one of those guys for a reason. I mean, I feel like Stephen A. Smith right now when he's like, oh, yeah, I'm looking at so-and-so. I'm looking at, you know, I'm just playing. No disrespect to Stephen A. Smith. You do you, buddy. But anyway, like, if you really think about it, it's really hard to predict this game. It really is. We might as well just wait and see because, like, I remember you saw the ESPN bracket back in early December where they had, right before the playoffs started, where ESPN leaked it out, according to, I say, quote, NFL experts, because these guys were completely wrong. They predicted the Saints and the Ravens to be in the Super Bowl. And the Saints didn't even get out of the wild card, and the Ravens were divisional.
That's just, yeah, isn't that crazy? That's why this NFL season was so unpredictable. And then you have the Tennessee Titans that just look like they, you know, the Cinderella story. If they went to the Super Bowl, it's just, that was a 6 seed. That just, I thought that they had a shot at it, but you know,
yeah, he really did. I mean, that's why this one I'm just going to wait and see. I mean, personally, I want the Chiefs to win, but at the same time, I mean, either way, either side, it's still going to be a good game. I still think it's going to be a close ball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it is going to be a high-scoring game as well. I think I can't predict who will win, but I do think, you know, it's going to be at least, you know, anywhere between 35 to probably 45 points, you know, per team probably.
Yeah, and right now,
the 49ers being a low-scoring game. Oh,
my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like,
you're good.
The 49ers, they're the underdog right now, surprisingly. They're the underdog.
Yeah, they are. So that's, well, I mean, we'll see. And Miami, of course, fun city to go to. Just, you know, not talking about specifically about the game, but just for fans to go to, all the fan fest stuff. It's a fun place to go down and check out, and they have all that stuff going on like all week and on Saturday, and just, I'm sure Miami's a fun place to be at right now.
And plus, I mean, they get the weather advantage. It's never cold.
That too, if you don't like the cold. So
yeah, both teams are
it'll be fun.
It really will. I mean, I'm curious to figure out how the halftime show is going to go. I mean, obviously you got J-Lo and Shakira performing, two veterans in the entertainment world. I just wonder what's going to happen. I mean, I just hope the ratings do drop. I hope the ratings this year increase since it's two teams that we're not really familiar with in the Super Bowl. And I mean, well, really the 49ers have, but that's from the past. But like to see both these teams in the Super Bowl, you know, going at it, it should definitely increase the ratings. I'm hoping it does.
I think it will. With it, two teams that, you know,